Hi guys, and welcome to the video. Today I have Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge with me again, and today we're going to take a look at the Batman ROM for the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge.
To be beats.
So this ROM here is another Galaxy S8 port for the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. So you know, 90% of all ROMs which are out for this device, they are basically all Galaxy S8 ports or Galaxy S8 Plus ports. And the only difference between all these ROMs is that they are ROMs which have more features and there are ROMs which have less features and so on. And this here is a ROM, a Galaxy S8 port, which has a lot of features and a lot of apps on board. As you can see here on this app drawer, you can see that you have a lot of Samsung apps here, and you also get some third-party apps like this 3 minutes battery, 3 minutes clock, and so on. You get BusyBox, you get the Magic Manager, you get the Batman Updater app, so you can update this ROM via OTA, and you can also customize your ROM with this ROM control here. We're going to take a look at that one later. Right, so a strange thing which you can see here is that the search bar here at the top is a bit, you know, it's a bit thick for some reason. I don't know, it doesn't look that nice, but it's a minor bug, you know. And yeah. So you can see that this ROM has also got the navigation bar of the Galaxy S8 on board, so you can install the navigation bar, or you can also disable the navigation bar while installing this ROM. We are going to take a look at the installation process later on, but as you can see, you got the S8 style navigation bar there. I would recommend you to enable vibration feedback, so every time when you press on these buttons the phone will vibrate, and trust me, it's a really nice experience to have it. Another nice thing of this navigation bar is that, you know, you can pin the navigation bar, or you can unpin the navigation bar. So every time when you press on this small dot at the left corner, the navigation bar will be pinned there, and you can also unpin the navigation bar with pressing on this button. So you can see now the navigation bar is not there, but you can swipe up to reach the navigation bar. So it's really nice to have this feature, because, you know, you have the navigation bar but it does not take space. So this is a really nice feature in my opinion. So the navigation bar has also got a small bug, and this is probably one of the less bugs which this ROM has, and trust me, it's a really small bug. So every time when you pull down the notification panel, you can see that the carrier label which you have overlaps with the home button of the navigation bar. So on the original Galaxy S8, the carrier label is a bit higher, is set a bit higher, but as you can see on this ROM, the carrier label overlaps with the home button, and this is one of the really less bugs of this ROM. Yeah. So something which I almost forgot is that you have an option to customize your navigation bar. So here you can basically customize the color of your navigation bar. As you can see, you have some colors available here. Unfortunately, you don't have more colors than these colors here. And yeah, you can also change the layout of the buttons here, so you can make it's not like AOSP, you know, the back button at the left side and the recent button at the right side, but you can also enable this touch with style thing. You know, it's quite nice to have this option here. You also have something called home button sensitivity, but actually this won't work on your Samsung Galaxy S7 or S7 Edge, because we don't have the sensor for it. And you also have something called unlock with home button. So this here won't work on the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge 2. So here we are in the always on display, and as you can see, you need to press on this home button to wake the device, but actually this won't work on Samsung Galaxy S7 or S7 Edge. Another bug here is here on the always on display. So here we have a font here, or a text here, which says double tap the screen, but as you can see, he won't start the introduction menu of the always on display. But everything else seems to be working just nice. You can see you can double tap on the icons here to go to the notifications. So, you know, there are some small bugs in this ROM, but they won't annoy you. Yeah, now let's talk about something different. So this ROM has got a few new quick setting toggles. You know, you have this record screen thing, for example. So here you can basically record your screen without downloading any app. As you can see, it is recording my screen right now, and you know, it works just nice here, and it's really nice to have a screen recorder built into the system. So now let's check out the Batman settings of this ROM, or the ROM control of this ROM. So here you can see that you got plenty of options available. And yeah, so now let's start with the battery settings. So here you can enable a battery bar if you want to. So as you can see, I've enabled one there. I personally don't like these extra features on these ROMs, but of course everyone has their own opinion and so on. So here you can also customize the battery bar at the top. You can also customize the stock battery icon there and so on. You can enable or disable the battery percentage. And yeah, now let's move on to the clock here. Here you can enable or disable the 3 minutes clock. You can also change the position of the clock. As you can see, now we have centered the clock and so on. And yeah, you can also change the size of the clock. As you can see, now it's quite big. Come on, focus please, come on. As you can see, it's quite big right now, and you can make it also really small there. So this is a really nice option. I haven't seen that before, and it's, you know, it's really nice. You can also enable or disable the dates next to the clock here, which is also really funny there. And yeah, now let's move on. Here in the Wi-Fi and signal icon settings, you can basically change the position of the Wi-Fi and signal icons. As you can see, they are located at the left corner there. Come on, focus. Yeah. And yeah, you can also change the icons. You can see you got plenty of different icons available. So this is something which is really nice in my opinion. Right, you also got a few Lockscreen mods from here. You can activate more lock screen notifications here, which is also really nice. So usually you can only see 2 notifications here, and if you say 3, you can be able to see much more notifications on the home screen. So this is a really nice feature if you ask me. So you can see now we have 3 notifications there. Now let's move on to the recents panel here. So here you can enable or disable a RAM bar, which is also really nice. You can also customize the RAM bar and so on. Here you can see you have this RAM bar there, which, you know, I have seen something better than that, but you know, it does its job. And yeah, you can also enable a matrix animation in the recent apps panel, which looks really weird and really funny too. You know, it's something which is really weird. Right, you can also customize your matrix there and so on. But now let's go back. Here you can see you also get some other options here. We are not going to take a look at all of these. You can change the actions of the volume keys from here. You can color your status bar. You can change all the colors, which is also really nice, and so on. There's also something called dynamic status bar. So if you enable this one, the status bar will get a different color, a darker color than it used to have or used to be, and so on. Yeah, so this is pretty much it here. And yeah, so performance wise, this ROM is quite okay. You know, I haven't seen any S8 port for the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge which have performance issues. So all of them are really smooth and so on. Battery wise, it seems to be okay. You know, it's not the best. You won't get the best battery life together with this ROM. If you want to get the best battery life, you should definitely install another ROM. You should better install a stock developed ROM or so on. And yeah, here in the memory you can also see that it uses like 2.1 gigabytes of the whole RAM, and you have like 1.3 gigabytes free. So it's not the best RAM usage I've ever seen, but it's still okay. Right, after talking about the ROM, now let me show you how to install it. So the first thing you need to do is to download the ROM, of course, and paste it on your device storage. After you do that, you need to power off your device. and boot into the TWRP recovery. So to do that, you need to press the volume up button, the home button and the power button at the same time. So here in the TWRP recovery, you need to press on wipe option and perform a wipe first. After that, go to the install option and locate your ROM. So this here is the ROM, and just swipe to flash. Now you will get into the aroma installer of this ROM, and yeah. So here we are. Press next. Press on this thing, or tick this thing there. Press next again, and say installation. Say no, start fresh. Press OK. Here I would recommend you to use a full wipe. Just press on it and say next again. Here you can change your kernel and your recovery. I would leave it as it is. Press next again. Here you can enable some features and so on. So this is something which is really nice. You can also enable or disable the S8 navigation bar from here, and yeah, press next again. Here you have different CST features you can just enable. Press next again after you're finished. Here you can choose your root method. You can root it with Magisk or with SuperUser. Here you can install BusyBox and so on, and you also have sound mods here. So just tick all the things which you want to have. After you're done, press next. Here you can change your sound level. You can also enable this dual speaker mod if you want to. After you have chosen one, here just press on next. Here you can change your emojis. Press next again. Here you can change your system UI. You can use the stock system UI, and you can also enable our a modded system UI to use all the ROM control features which I have shown you. And yeah, press next again, and so on. Here I would leave it as it is. Press next again. Here you can change your boot animation and your splash screen. I would also leave it as it is. Press next again. Here you can enable or disable an ad blocker and so on. Here you can enable or disable some apps. You know, you can tick all these things to install the apps you want. And after you are finished, just press next again. Here you can do the same with all the Google apps. Now let's install YouTube, for example. Press next again and select your CST. And this is it. Now the ROM will just flash. This process could take like 3 minutes, maybe a bit longer. You just need to wait. So the installation process is finished now, and now you can just say next and reboot your phone. Press on Reboot System, and now you just need to wait until your phone boots up to your new ROM. So as you can see, the ROM installation, the ROM just booted up now, and now you just need to set up your PIN, or give in your PIN and set up your device. So this was basically it. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a dislike as always, and peace out.